Aloha, it's Ronnie Margolis with eXp Realty, and it's time for our July market update. Have interest rates been affecting business in the islands? Is the inventory finally going up? We'll find out in a minute when we do the numbers. Hope you had a great 4th of July, and here on Kauai we had our Concert in the Sky. It's a wonderful event. It happens to be the main fundraiser for Kauai Hospice, who we love. And you can see we have hula there. You can see the crowds, great fireworks, lots of great music, lots of Ono grinds, things for kids. This was the great dance band. It's actually the U.S. Air Force band playing a lot of funk and dance music. And there you can see a glimpse of the crowd from the stage. And so that was great. We haven't had it since 2019, so a lot of fun. So let's dig into the numbers, shall we? And here we are, early July. You can see July of last year, there was $105 million worth of business done. Here in June, well, we're inching our way back. See how the numbers have gone up from $57 million in business in January all the way up to almost 90,000. And you can see that on the graph. Like we've said before, we kind of dipped and had a little dip here, but we're continuing to have more and more business. So is the interest rate affecting our market? Well, it is affecting some buyers for sure, because buyers cannot afford as much as they could, say, a year ago or 2 years ago. And yet at the same time, the demand continues to outpace the inventory that we have. Here's an all-island 12-month summary. So you can see hovering here around 500 listings as we have been. And if we go and take a look on a month-to-month comparison, let's take a little look around the island. So this is for the month of June. We had 35 sales. Of those sales, 9 of them were in Kaloa here on the south side. And you can see, again, a year ago, 14 sales, $64 million. This June, 12 million, so less than a quarter of what was done last year. And the median price, don't let this fool you. This just means that there are sales of some of the homes that are under $1 million that brings the median price down to that. And we're looking at single family homes, and let's go into Lihue, and the same trend here, 10 million, only 3 million last month, 8 sales a year ago, 3, very little for sale in Lihue. That trend continues. Kauai, the east side, Kapa'a, Wailua, still good amount of sales happening here, because this is where the highest concentration is of homes that are more affordable, which means around $1 million or maybe a little less. So last year, 11 single family homes sold. This year, 10. So we're working our way back in terms of the velocity. Up in the Hanalei district, same thing. Actually, more single family homes sold this June than did last June. So again, that's not consistent all throughout the island, because it depends what's for sale. And out on the west side, Hanapepe, Waimea, Keikaha, there's not a lot for sale there. I think there's a total of 8 properties for sale. And so last year in June, there was only 1 sale. This June, there were 3 sales. And whenever you see the lower number in terms of inventory, you're going to see a higher number in terms of the price. This is the ratio. In other words, the home was listed for $100,000 and it sold for $96,000 and change. So there was a 3.44% discount from the asking price that the seller had. And now let's take a look at our condo sales. Same thing, we're giving you a monthly and comparison to June of last year. So last month, about 8.5 million. This month, about 8.5 million. A year ago, higher volume, more opportunity, and of course, a little bit lower interest rates, compared to almost 7% today. And when you buy a condo here on Kauai, depending upon the owner occupancy and how the property is listed with the different lenders, you're going to pay traditionally a higher interest rate. So if you're shopping for a vacation rental or a second home condo, be prepared for that. A year ago, 20 sales in Kaloa district. This year, 10. Let's take a look at Lihue. We don't have as many condos for sale there, although we do have the Kauai Beach Resort. Even though it's just below Wailua, it's considered the Lihue district, and those are condotel units, hotel rooms basically, but they're selling in the $200,000 to $400,000 range, and they generate really great income for that level of investment. Ask me about it sometime if you want to know the history of the project and where the prices are today. So 11 a year ago, 9 this June. Let's go over to Kapa'a. Very little for sales here in terms of vacation rental. So last month, 2 condos sold. This month, 2 condos sold. Of course, that's half as happened last year, but of all the vacation rental areas of the island, the east side has the smallest amount of inventory. Up in Hanalei district, where most of these condos are in Princeville, you see the volume is down just a little bit, but coming up. And last month we had 5 condo sales. This month we had 9. So condos are selling for a lot more than they were last year and a lot more than they were 2 years ago. And yet they produce solid income, and a lot of people want to own condos on the North Shore of Kauai, that's for sure. And then out in Waimea, there's only 1 condo complex out there, so you won't see very much. And finally, let's take a look at our land sales. That's probably the softest part of the market. No sales last month, way out on the west side. Now, in Kaloa, you definitely have a lot of luxury lots for sale at Kukui'ula. 1 sale last month. A lot of land moved back in May. And so, you know, why? Hard to say. This 1 lot that sold for list price. Let's go to Lihue, where there's 0. The Kauai district. So 3 lots sold here on the east side. Not a lot of inventory. And of course, it's a popular area to buy agricultural property and have the space. There's a lot of rural property on the east side of the island. The Hanalei district, land is more costly up there. In June of last year, 2 sales. And this last June, so 3 sales. And a little bit of softening in the price, right? Last year, both those sales sold for what they asked. This year, 7.38% reduction from the asking price. And finally, out on the west side, nothing. You can see that volume is continuing to increase. We hope that stays the case. If you're looking to buy here on the island of Kauai, myself and any of my buyer's agents would love to learn about what you're looking for. And yes, the interest rates are high. And yes, there's less competition. So if you're sitting on the sidelines, and I've said this before, you're waiting for the interest rates to go down. Will it be the end of this year? Will it be middle of next year? Whenever that happens, that's going to trigger more buyers, and you might get into a bidding situation again. So thanks for watching this market update. Tried to give you a sense of what's going in the different areas of the market. If you're looking in a particular area and you let us know what you're looking for, a lot of times we hear about properties that are what we call pocket listings. They're not quite on the market, sellers that may be interested in selling. And if we understand what you're looking for, sometimes we can get you into those properties before they're even on the market. And that's a good situation to be in. So for the Margolis team, Ron Margolis saying, have a wonderful summer. Stay cool if you're in one of those steamy areas. And we'll talk to you soon.